Reputation also can change very quickly in today's environment. Oh my gosh. I mean, we see the headlines all the time. We're in the middle of a moment right now. How do you really approach corporate positioning and reputational strategy for the organizations you advise in a moment such as this, in a culture such as this?
Gosh, I have a lot of thoughts about this. I think when you think about like a communication strategy, I think we really go back to everything ladders up to the overall business strategy. So what is your strategy for the next 3 to 5 years? And then look at, okay, in order to achieve those goals, who are the important audiences and what do you need them to do or believe? And then you lean into those audiences in terms of research and understanding, talk to them, really understand what influences them. And then you kind of, from there, you're building, the strategies and tactics to kind of reach those core audiences. But at the end of the day, everything has to ladder back up to the strategy. So that's in terms of, a communications strategy. Actions speak louder than words. There's that I think is really important. Messaging doesn't build a reputation. Your actions build a reputation. I think that's really important. We hear a lot about like being authentic. I think that's, something to kind of keep in mind. But again, going back to the strategy piece, I think you just have to start there. I think it's also important for leaders, like it's easy to get pulled into kind of social and political issues. I see and read so many things about, when should I say, as a leader or a CEO, when should I say something? When should I not? And in kind of what influences those decisions. There's a really great Harvard Business Review study that looked at why CEOs make these decisions. And like the number one driver really didn't have anything to do with like customers. It was all just their own personal beliefs and the influence of the people closest to them in the organization. Now, if you're the CEO of a company, of a publicly traded company, I mean, you are beholden to your shareholders, and every decision that you make, including that one, should be based on increasing shareholder value. And so I think it's easy to kind of lose sight of that. And so it's just something that you have to really navigate carefully and make sure anything that you're saying, you're actually following it up with action.